Picture a mushroom cloud rising, not over a battlefield, but over a future highway interchange. The same fireball that once flattened cities now promises to carve mountains like a hot spoon through sorbet. Harness apocalypse to build paradise? In the next 7 minutes, you'll travel into the wild mid-century plans to blast canals, mine gas, and sculpt harbors with nuclear bombs, and discover why the dream fizzled as spectacularly as it began. Imagine you're an engineer in 1950. Earth-moving machines are lumbering steel ants. Progress is slow, expensive, loud. Then a physicist walks in, holding the literal power of stars. Why scrape when you can vaporize? That dazzling thought sparks peaceful nuclear explosions, PNEs. The idea is simple on paper. Detonate an underground or underwater device, let the shock wave pulverize rock, and voila, instant cavern, canal, or crater lake. It feels like swapping a teaspoon for a thunderclap. You're told fallout can be managed, radiation will decay away, and the cost per cubic meter of rock removed plummets. The atomic age optimism is contagious. You start sketching craters into blueprints. The United States brands its program Operation Plowshare, biblical language for swords beaten into plows. Test 1, Project Gnome, 1961. You lower a device into New Mexico salt beds, push the button, and wait. A cavern the size of a sports stadium forms, its walls slick with molten salt turned to glass. Radioactivity, however, leaks up a vent and into the desert air. The press gasps. Still, planners push on. Next comes Project Sedan, 1962. You try to prove nukes can scoop a Panama Canal-sized trench through Nevada. The blast displaces 12 million tons of earth in a single heartbeat, creating a crater 5 football fields wide. Tourists can still stand on the rim today, Geiger counter clicking a grim soundtrack.
So why stop?
Because Sedan's radioactive dust drifts over 10 states. Milk in Iowa briefly fails safety tests. Meanwhile, across the Iron Curtain, the Soviet Union launches nuclear explosions for the national economy. Their logic mirrors yours. Bigger country, bigger dreams. In the frozen wastes of Kazakhstan, the 1965 Chagin blast digs an artificial lake. Shockingly blue, eerily silent, nicknamed Atomic Lake. Fishermen later pull up carp that do glow on detectors. The Soviets go all in, more than 120 detonations by the late 80s. They fracture stubborn gas fields, stamp out emergency oil well fires, and even contemplate reversing Siberian rivers. One proposal sketches a chain of 200 bombs to carve the Pechora-Kama Canal and warm the Arctic. Imagine detonating a nuclear breadcrumb trail across thousands of kilometers, an apocalyptic bread knife slicing Russia's crust. Back in America, plowshare drafts grow no less audacious. Project Chariot aims to blast a deep-water harbor into the Alaskan coast with 5 bombs. Indigenous Inupiat communities protest. Biologists warn that irradiated ice and whale meat are bad PR and worse dinner. The plan freezes. Project Carryall envisions 22 warheads widening a mountain pass for an interstate railroad combo across California. Environmental impact statements bloom like bureaucratic mushrooms, and the cost of decontamination quietly erases projected savings.
So, why does it all seem rational in the atomic 60s?
Because the world is mesmerized by scale. Earth moving by dynamite takes months. A thermonuclear device does in seconds what would take fleets of bulldozers years. Politicians picture ribbon cuttings on lunar crater-style harbors. Hollywood pitches panoramic shots. And deep down, wielding Prometheus's fire feels intoxicating. Radiation is like a bill that keeps growing and never really gets paid off. After the sedan test, radiation levels in people's thyroids went up, especially for the hundreds of thousands who live downwind. In the Soviet Union, small test explosions left dangerous plutonium in the soil. Even decades later, cleaning it all up cost way more than the original projects, 3 times as much. Just one tiny bit of plutonium, smaller than a speck of dust, can be dangerous if you breathe it in, and each so-called peaceful nuclear blast spread kilograms of it. The idea of using nukes to replace bulldozers also fell apart economically. You need special drills, protective gear, and expensive cleanup, so regular explosives ended up being way cheaper. Then politics stepped in. In 1963, countries agreed to ban tests above ground. By 1977, global rules also warned against using weapons to reshape nature. Public opinion changed too. The same families once told to hide under desks during drills were now watching glowing fallout clouds roll across their TV screens at home. You began with a paradox. Turn weapons of mass destruction into chisels for civilization. The atomic age believed progress was just a bigger bang away. Yet nature, economics, and human health proved less negotiable than engineering blueprints. Today, those craters linger as cautionary postcards, spectacular, silent, faintly radioactive. They whisper a lesson. Technology's raw power dazzles, but wisdom lies in how you aim it. Sometimes the cost of shortcutting time with force is simply too high for the future to pay. The next time someone says,
It's faster if we just blow it up.
remember the desert crater that glows at night, and ask whether progress truly needs a mushroom cloud to leave its mark. That was a lot to mushroom for thought, wasn't it? So don't blow past it. Subscribe to Thinking Scope and let your curiosity detonate new ideas every week.